कॅमेरामध्ये हा ओके नाव येतो ओके ना
Hello.
ना एव्हरीथिंग विजिबल ना ठीक आहे वॉइस क्लिअर आहे
Hello. Good afternoon. Sorry, good evening.
ओके 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 ठीक चल ओके स्टार्ट करू दे
Good evening. How are you? Feeling great or the slightly nervous? Or what are you thinking? What is the next? Which career we should choose? How to become a true winner in a life? Yeah. Today I am CA Komal Baheti is giving you a lecture on the career counseling, and one of the great career that all of you do know, that is a highly paid right now and highly prestigious also. So that is nothing but the CA course. And the CA course, when you would get an institution name, so the ICAI would be there. So the Institute of Chartered Accountant of India is a statutory body which is established by Act of the Indian Parliament of the Chartered Accountancy Act 1949. It is an institution which carries out the CA course. How many of you had know about this course? Yeah, you can reply into the chat box so I can connect with you people. Hello? Hello, ma'am? Hello? Am I audible? Should I continue? All of you are able to hear me? I think session was stop in between. So I think I'll restart it. Please do reply in chat box so I can come to know whether are you able to hear me or not. Okay, then we'll continue. Basically, I will restart it. So how are all of you? Feeling great or slightly nervous? What is to do forward with the what is to do with the career in this epidemic? Correct. That would be in some nervousness, but I would say it is in a great opportunity for all of you to choose an, a right career. So I myself, CA Komal Baheti here to give an, a guidance or the counseling for the CA course. Everybody know it is a one of the prestigious and the highly paid career. So I will go through with the PPT, but before that, everybody do know about the prestige and the pay that you get once you become a CA. Okay, so I will go through the PPT, and I would always like to all of you have an questions answer in a chat box. I do like that. So I will start with the PPT. So which is in a body which carry out the course, that is a great course, the chartered accountancy course, that is the Institute of Chartered Accountant of India. It is a statutory body established by act of the Indian Parliament. It is not in a private body, it is in a government body, the Chartered Accountancy Act 1949. It is in a 70 years of an existence. It's not in a it is one of the oldest institute that we do have, and the second largest accounting body in the world after the USA. We do the ICAI stand for. What is about the infrastructure, human resources? Yeah, we do have a strength of almost 1,200 all over India. Correct. 164 branches are there all over India. It is not there that existence is only in India or abroad also. We do have a 34 chapters. We do own our own building, 98 buildings. Correct. And there are 72 auditorium all over India. Correct. That is for the students, different activities. Correct. For the members, training sessions, learning. Correct. And we cannot be lacking out in information technology. So we do have a 160 centers across the India. So ICAI is established in 1949. It is, I already told you, second accounting body. That is a great pleasure to become a member of such largest accounting body of the world. All over India, we do have a 3 lakhs member. Correct. The ICAI has been always as a partner with an Indian government for all whatever the economical drive they carry out. Even in a black money drive, against the black money drive also, he was in a partner. There are 7 continents all over the world. Every country, I would say, have a different language. Correct. So I cannot understand the Chinese, Japanese. Correct. But all over world there is a single language that can be understood, and that is nothing but the language of accounting. Correct. That is called accountancy language. So it is very difficult to bring all our word into a single platform, and that has been done through the accounts, through the IFRS. And I said take cares about all the public and the government. Correct. The ICAI is a partner in a nation building. It has been always told. Even the our honorable prime minister also many times told the CA are the partner in the nation building. So what is the role of a chartered accountant? The chartered accountant is like a bridge between the public and government. Correct. Whatever the data the public gives to the government cannot trust on that. Correct. So that is required to be certified by the chartered accountant. So the chartered accountant become a bridge between the people and government. This is a one of the important role, but this is not the only role that a chartered accountant plays it out. Right now, if you are taken as a career of a CA student, then you become a get dedicated to the professional. Then what you will get good social stature, reputation तो भर भर के मिलेगा. Economic well-being, it is a one of the highest paid career. Even you compare with your medicine, Matlab, if you compare with the doctor, engineers, correct? The chartered accountant is a well more or a very high paying as compared to all the medicines, all the other branches. The international exposure as well, because the reputation of the institute is so high. Even outside India, they ask you to give a single paper, and you get qualified over there as an accountant. Correct. So there are too many attractive options available under this career. So dream CA, believe CA, and the achieve CA. So I'm there to make you dream for a CA. So I would be going for the career at a glance. What are the levels are there and how the career path under the CA. So there are two routes. One, there is a direct entry route. Correct. That direct entry route is there for the graduates, and the another one is a foundation route. So I do consider, if you are under the 11th 12th, you can go for the foundation route, and if you're done with your graduation, you go with the direct entry route. So foundation route में there foundation route में after the 12th you can you can given a foundation exam. Before that only you can register for the foundation course. Once you do qualify for the foundation, then you have to go for the intermediate, and after the clear of the intermediate you go for the final. Means basically there are the three levels: foundation, inter, and the final. Okay, in the foundation, how many papers? I will come to the details. First try to understand the overall broad structure. So the foundation, inter, and the final. In the foundation, you can appear after the 12th. If you had been appearing for the 12th, you can directly appear for the foundation in the coming June. In the Feb, you are appearing for the 12th, and in the June, you can appear for the foundation. So that is a one-off. That is all about the foundation route. But if I go for the direct entry route, then how that would be? In the direct entry, I need not to go for the foundation. I will be directly going for the intermediate. Okay, the foundation step would be eliminated. I have to go for the intermediate and then directly to the final. Next, there could be a question ki, whether there is any requirement of a foundation course that I should have a minimum marks in a 12th. Actually, there is no requirement of a minimum marks. Correct. There is always a question: should I have a good at a math? Then only I can do an a CA. It's exactly not that way. Always, it is not required. You should be very good at the maths. Even you are not good at the math, still you can be go for this. Basically, um, chartered accountancy course there is no requirement of the minimum marks. There is no requirement of math as in a compulsory subject. Even without that, you can go for this course. So now the next question of yours: what is the passing criteria? Because many myths are there about the course. Kisi is a very tough. Correct. You cannot qualify in first attempt. Correct. There could be like they have an standard deduction. Correct. मतलब पास भी हुए तो फेल करते हैं, उनका फिक्स परसेंटेज है पासिंग का, परसेंटेज इज टू लो, 5%, 10%. Correct. So it is very tough. I've seen many CAs, they're not done, they're not matlab many students, they're not able to complete the course. All these are the myths. Frankly, if you study, then nothing is hard in a world. Correct. So I give mine example always, because I am on a I had studied up to 10th standard in the Marathi medium. In 11th 12th I had taken a science because I wanted to go for the medicine. Correct. Later on I chose out the career, and I'm very happy with this. He at least late to say, but I had chosen the correct one. So I'd been clear my C in the first attempt. At the age of 21, I was a chartered accountant, and immediately I'd been recruited by the campus interview. It was in a time of 2010. That time we do not have a resources like you people, like YouTube's, correct. Then audio video lectures, the facility of notes, and the classes are also not very the way right now. Correct. There was a classes, but not the way right now. मतलब आज के atmosphere में compare करो तो it was very backward. So in that days, if I'd able to clear in a first attempt, and being in like in I'm from a very small town of Maharashtra, and studied in a Marathi medium. If I can do, why you can't, people? You can't. Correct. They definitely you can do, but the thing is that you need to do in a hard work. Correct. There is no option for the hard work and the dedication. If you dedicatedly go with the profession, definitely you would able to achieve. So the foundation, inter, and final. So I'd been at that. So foundation mein there are two objective papers are there and two are the returns. Correct. Intermediate में all are return. Correct. And the final में also all are returns. Correct. Subject क्या होते हैं सीए में? Subject होते हैं accounts, taxation. Correct. फाउंडेशन में थोड़ा मैथ्स है, लेटर ऑन देयर इज नो मैथ्स. करेक्ट. आपको एवरेज एक्स की वैल्यू निकाल के इक्वेशन बना के आता है तो दैट मच मैथ इज फाइन. You don't require to be very excellent at the math, not require at all. हाँ, but you should be average at the math. You should love at least a math. Correct. We do not want an sine, cos, theta, and all. Correct. Geometry is not there. Correct. The limitation, limited use of maths are there. Correct. So the in a foundation there is a math. Afterward there is a no math. We do have accounts, taxation, various laws, costing, financial management kind of subject in all our curricula. At the foundation level, they give the basic. Correct. Intermediate, they give a deep knowledge, and at the final, they wanted an expert knowledge from a chartered accountant. Correct. So the institute never wanted that the student should not pass. They always help it out in all the way they can. So right now in epidemic, they had been giving an online YouTube lectures at a free of cost. Materials तो देते ही है. They do conduct it out a test. Yeah, but there is no college. The concept what we had been learned, there should be in a school, there should be in a college. Correct. Then only we can learn. It is not in a way over here. It is in a they do provide a study material. They may take a classes, but it's not a compulsory. They may take a separate classes. Many of the institute branches take it out for many of the subject, but the institute is not in a college. You have to register with the institute. Institute provide a material. Correct. They would provide you on a e-tutorials. Correct, like an lectures, recorded lectures, and all that you can access it out from the institute site. But there is no proper college. Next, after that, they will help it out not only for the passing of an exam. Once you become a member of an institute, once you become a chartered accountant, they help it out even more in the way of updating of your knowledge. Correct, in the campus recruitment, in building your career, in all the way, the institute will help it out more or more, very much more than your college. But it is not an exactly the like in a college. Now the next, there is what is in a criteria for passing? The criteria is so very less. I would say the 50% passing criteria in a CA, but there is an individual paper passing of a 50%. Sorry, individual paper passing of a 40%, and in aggregate you should score the 50%. So in foundation there are four papers, so you need to score a 50% aggregate, and in each subject you must score in a 40%. That all about the foundation. What about the inter again same, there are two groups, group 1 and group 2. In each group there are four papers. Correct. Again same criteria, you can appear both the group together or you can do one by one groups. At the final again there are two groups, four papers, same passing criteria. They had not changed the passing criteria level wise. Everywhere that is the same one. Now, why the course is difficult? It's one of एक लोगों का attitude है कि सी ये टफ है. Second, यहाँ पे full dedication चाहिए. Actually, this is in a time when the people are tend to have a more of a time pass because it's a college life. Correct? If you're passing out a 12th and you're joining a course, तो ये time pass वाला time है. Correct? Enjoyment का time होता है बच्चों का. So it is very difficult to concentrate it out, and that the reason the rate of passing is lower. Actually, the course is not tough. हाँ, dedication is required. Hard work is required, but the course is not a difficult, or it is not difficult to become a CA. Okay, so this is all about the course. In between of these courses, institute carries out the computer trainings. Also, the institute carries out the communication skill because we do not have a college. But once you become a qualified as an CA, you should have a good communication skill. Correct, you because you'd be recruited as a manager in a company. You have to handle at least 10 to 15 people. Then you should be a good communicator. Correct, that the reason the institute carries out various trainings like an GMCS training in the two slots, once before the inter and after the passing of an inter. Correct. The same way, computer training, we cannot be lacking in a computer because all the accounting had been shifted to the computers nowadays. We have a hand on the information technology. That the reason there are two different IT training sessions. These are the in-house training that institute carries on in its premises itself. For that, the institute also have the infrastructure. This is all about the course brief out I done with. So I will go with the slides now. I always like if you people put down your questions in the chat box. Okay. If you do have any doubt, I will go to the PPT and then again I will come back. So the ICAI is in a statutory body. I already told you. It is not a private institute. Has been governed with the Chartered Accountancy Act. It's all about the ICAI infrastructure, the human resources branches, Indian chapters as well as the foreign existence. Correct. There are many 98 buildings owned by the institutes, auditoriums. We have information technology के trainings देने के लिए they do have their own centers. Next, I told you that every country have a different language to speak, correct? But what all of they can understand, all the seven continents can understand one single language, and that is nothing but the accountancy. The basically the CA have a role of a bridge between the government and the public. So if you join as a CA student, you should be dedicated to the profession. Then you will get what all of you do wanted from in a career. Reputation, economic well-being, high paid, international exposure, attractive career options. Correct. So I always there to say the dream CA, believe CA, and the achieve CA. If you dream, then you can. So I already explained out this one. The foundation route, it is exact time limits, and that all you can check it out through the websites. कि कितने time limits में you will have to appear for the that in this training, sorry, what you say, information technology, communication skill, and the other courses there are two trainings in this IT training and two GMCS communication skill courses. Uske time limits and all had been given in detail. What about the direct entry? I had not told. Directly they can be taken admission into the intercourse. No need to go for the foundation. What is an minimum requirement of a graduation में कितने मार्क्स होने चाहिए? They should have a 55%. 12th का तो कुछ requirement ही नहीं है 12th में. अगर आप graduation route से आ रहे हो तो you should have 55% in a graduation. Next, I missed out one of the important aspect. Why CA? Why you want that? कि there are too many options available. Correct. Why we should check it out? Go with the CA. Correct. There are many options are available. Correct. There are two reasons for being choosing an SCA. The first one, you will get an reputation that none of the course can give you. The second, this is in a course which is very economically very cheap. यहाँ पे आप अगर क्या बोलते हैं राइट नाउ द फर्स्ट एंड सेकंड स्टैंडर्ड की जितनी फीस है इन पुणे the same fees में you can complete your course. That the lowest cost it have. The third important aspect of an CA course, it does not give the only the bookish knowledge. Correct. That would be very dangerous because you would be always a job seeker then. Correct. You cannot generate the jobs. In the Modi also new education policy, what has been published just in a few days or 4 days back says that the government Modi says that if somebody is looking out the education policy as a job seeker, then it is a difficult. It is a job generator. The CA course gives not only the bookish knowledge, along with that, there is a practical training of for 3 years. That is a very helpful because with that training, that is we do call as an articleship with a chartered accountant, somebody is teaching you, and that is also not at a charging any fees to you, and they are paying a stipend to us. Correct. Means you can learn and earn. Correct. So यहाँ पे उल्टा है. If somebody is teaching you, we generally pays the fees. When the chartered accountant is teaching in articleship, he is paying to us. Okay, so basically that is the only difference about the course, and that's the reason I always say it's a complete course where you can combine your theoretical knowledge and the practical training. That is the only course. So I will come back to the slides. So total fee structure 77,200. In foundation it's just around 9,000. In intermediate course it is 18,000. So the total fee structure is 77,200. Correct. I told you that that is a very less. It is just less than an year fees. Mantra of becoming CA, I already told you. What do you do wanted? I wanted a hard work and dedication toward the course. Correct. That is the only mantra to become an CA. Then you can become a chartered accountant. What are the opportunity for the CA? They can have their own practice. Correct. They can go for the job. They can start their independent businesses. Correct. Or they can further studies UPSC and the management. Correct. So that all could be possible with this. A CA can serve in the what are the field of the commerce. I would say none of the fields are there where the chartered accountant cannot serve. You can say the chartered accountant can serve in all the fields. It could become an entrepreneur, khudi. It could be in IT consulting. It can go under the advisory services, advanced finance and economics, correct? Management consultancy services. It is the business. It is not only limited to the audit, correct? It gives services to the government and it can go into the academics as well. I told you that earn while you learn. That is a minimum stipend guaranteed scheme. Means the institute have to guidelines to the chartered accountant how much stipend they should pay to the students while doing an articleship. So we belong to in a town where the population is more than 20 lakh. So the stipend that you will get in a 3 years is a 90,000. Correct. And how much we had spent it for the course? We had spent it just a 77,000. So nutshell, what is the cost to us? What is the cost to us? Aditya, can you reply in chat box? So, what is the net cost to us? The course in a 3 years articleship, we get a 90,000 as a stipend. Assume you are doing articleship in a Pune. Correct. And the fees of an total fees was just a 77,200. So, what is the net cost to you? Hello? The net cost is to you in negative. Correct. So you don't have to spend anything out of your hard money of your parents. Correct. You yourself can earn and you can complete your studies. What are the facilities that the institute gives us? Institute gives the e-learning, cloud campus facility, virtual classes that institute provide us. In today's epidemic, the virtual classes are the best options. ICA publications. There are many ICI publish many books. I say common commerce wizard. This was an a talent search exams which institute carries out every year for the 12th, so they can choose it out whether they are eligible to go for this career or not. I always suggest it out कि you should appear for this is actually very great test, because from this you'll come to know whether are you interested to be a student of a commerce, correct? And there are very attractive prizes as well, correct? Any of the 12th 11th 12th standard student can appear for this. Even the graduation course course people also can graduate people also can join this scheme. That is commerce wizard. These are the special scholarship schemes for the military and paramilitary. You can go in detail of that. Campus placement, I always suggest my personal experience about the campus interview. I'd been qualified as first attempt chartered accountant, correct? Then I started with the sorry before I'd been appeared for the campus interview. In the campus, what had happened? It been selected for the 2 3 companies. Out of that, the HPCL had been offered me out 10 lakh as my initial package in 2010. Many of the people won't believe it out because today also an engineer to get an a 10 lakh as initial package is very few. Correct. Then you should be qualified from an IITs, and that then only will get this good packages, and that is also in a public sector company. HPCL had offered me out. So I always say it out. The institute campus are really very great. You need not to struggle as an a fresher to find out the jobs. Institute carries out in the basically Mumbai, Pune in metros. The institute carries out campus, and even I was not from the Pune or I'm not from the Mumbai. I was from the Aurangabad. I was appearing for the exam, but still I could appear for the campus of the Mumbai, and it been recruited also. So basically, the all the top recruiters come at the campus placements. And they hire out a good number of chartered accountants. In mine case, I do remember the highest paid salary was a 40 lakh in my campus interview in 2010 का बता रही हूँ. The average salary chartered accountant will get more than 7 lakh in any of the today's scenario. आप अगर इंजीनियर हो तो आपको 7 लाख पहुंचते पहुंचते 3 साल 4 साल तो लग ही जाएंगे. बट इफ यू डू चूज आउट दिस करियर, करेक्ट, इनिशियल योर initial salary package should be around. This is not only about the payment thing, correct? There are the reputation, the word CA had changed my life. Correct. The I've been these are the two magic words which has changed the people's view toward the me. If I go somewhere and if I just say I'm a chartered accountant, people look out toward the me with the very respect, very prestige. I do feel it out with these two words, which you cannot get with the money. Correct. So this is not only about the money, but yeah, that is too needed. So the institute have a good campus, correct, and the recruitments are also good, and the pays are also very high. Aspirations out of the CA profession, your path to success, what you can do after becoming an SCA, you can, what you can't do, I would say, you can be good at a banking, you can be good at a government UPSC MPSC, you can become a chartered you can become a government officer, you can start your own business. ah the job seeker and job creator, you can create your own, you can create your own practice, you can develop, there are many chartered accountant in a practice, correct. You can have a leadership positions in a private and public sector company like an CFO in a posting. It's generally given a to the chartered accountant. Correct. So that is all about the CA. Now, what is the power of a signature of a CA? uh, none of the documents should be accepted by the department until unless it is signed by the chartered accountant. They don't do not believe on the public until and unless it has been signed by the chartered accountant. So the tax audit report, forensic, company audit, मेरी various compliances, pollution board control वाला भी अगर financials मांगेगा, bank financials मांगेगी, projections मांगेगी, तो भी they need a chartered accountant signature. So without signature, they won't accept any of your document. So it is a mandatory that many places the document is to be certified by the chartered accountant. I do always remember the quote of our Honorable Prime Minister. It says that the chartered accountant signature is more powerful than the Prime Minister's because government also believes the account signed by you. Correct. So the Prime Minister के sign से ज़्यादा किसकी sign को powerful है तो that is enough for chartered accountant in India. So basically, that the career that you are choosing, if you do choose the C, what are you can do? You can eligible for the appearing for the civil services examination. जैसे यूपीएससी से आप revenue officers हो सकते हैं. We do have a tie up with the IIMs to do the MBAs. You are eligible for the PhD in certain university and colleges directly. You would the CA would be considered as a post graduation, and directly you can go for the PhD. Correct. You can do the many certificate and post graduation courses with the CA. There are very prominent chartered accountants that all of you do know, or all of you may be aware. That is a Piyush Goyal. He is a chartered accountant. Suresh Prabhu, that was the one of the efficient minister in the Modi's government. The Suresh Prabhu and Piyush Goyal both are the chartered accountant. The Kumar Mangalam Birla, correct. All of you do know that he is an Indian billionaires, industrialist. Correct. He is also a chartered accountant. Harish Sola, it is an senior advocate in Supreme Court. Correct. It does not mean that you are chartered accountant, you are restricted to one field. You can see there are these are the people. There are certain people had been moved to the politics. Correct. There are people who had been done with the entrepreneur business. There are people who had been a advocate in a High Court, Supreme Court. Correct. Now the CA Sudha Balkrishnan, he had been a executive director at RBI. Naina Lal Kidai is an formerly group general manager and currently head of the HSSD. Correct. With thus the course you can go into the politics. Correct. You can become a finance minister. Correct. With this course you can be a CFO of any company. With this you can go with the RBI chairmanship. Correct. You can do the just like an Aditya Birla your own business. Correct. And you can set up a billionaires. Correct. Again he is a businessman. CA Rakesh Jhunjhunwala. Rameshwar Thakur, it is in a previous Indian Union Minister and Governor of Madhya Pradesh. He had also served as a presidentship to the institute. So the CA course does not limit your career options. It opens out the more options to you. Quote from the leaders, one of the honorable person, that is a Narendra Modi, says that the chartered accountant plays very important role in building the economic infrastructure of the nation. Economic infrastructure cannot be strong without a chartered accountant. Ratan Tata's quote I do like very much. He says that I need an MBA to run my business. Definitely, MBAs are required. Correct. But I need a chartered accountant to teach the MBA how to run the business. If you do compare these two courses, in simple words, the Ratan Tata had told you that the chartered accountancy course is a much more higher than the MBA. Correct. But if you look out from the fee structure angle, the MBA fees is a too huge. Correct. As compared to the chartered accountancy course. There are many persons. Rajendra Prasad also had quoted for the chartered accountant. It says that the industry and economic development of the country is totally depend upon the chartered accountant. This is the only profession which can help it out in the growing scenario. APJ Abdul Kalam always says that Tata should follow the following the oath. He should not only point out the mistakes, he also give the solution. Correct. Then Lal Bahadur Shastri, I cannot conceive what would happen if there is a no accountant. अगर नहीं accountant ही नहीं होते or no audit, then I cannot imagine how the world would be. There should be a no checkpoint. Now, always says that if there is a hope, correct, anyone can do anything. For an example, I mean, many people are saying that the course is very difficult. Correct, you do be very good background. Correct, आपके घर में सीए होना चाहिए तभी आप ये course अच्छे से कर पाएंगे. You should get a proper guidance and all. But it is not the case. In my family, none of person was a chartered accountant. Still, I'd been clear in the first attempt, and I am not an extraordinary person. I'm like you only. Correct. Make them ordinary person who had not scored too high at my 10th and 12th. Correct. It was in a range of 80 to 85. So I was a very average student. If like me and an average student can become a chartered accountant with an hard work and dedication, why you can't? Correct. I would say that today's generation is better than us in all the aspect, even in a technology, even in um, grasping power. Correct. So you should not step back like a course is very difficult. Yeah, you need to put your hard work and dedication. That is definitely required. The course duration goes around a 4.5 year with the 3 year of an articleship. आप around 5 years पकड़ लो. बस जैसे ही आप पोस्ट ग्रेजुएशन खत्म करते हो एक तरफ आपका सीए भी एक तरफ खत्म हो जाएगा. And with na which is there are two magical words I told you that is I cannot tell the value of that. The next, the people who always say the CA is very difficult, I always tell them एक ऑटो रिक्शा वाले की ऑटो ड्राइवर की लड़की अगर सीए फाइनल में फर्स्ट रैंक ले सकती है ऑल ओवर इंडिया. Correct. So he's an auto driver. How what the infrastructure he could provide to her daughter? You can imagine it. If he can, correct, then why we can't? Correct. A simple the with the list infrastructure with them. If they can do, why we can't? Correct. So basically I want to say it out, nothing is difficult in life if you do decide to do it. Next, one of the blind lady had also become a CA in 2002. This is the past case. In recent year also, from one of the person from a Pimpri Chinchwad had become an he is also blind. I do know him personally. He has also become a chartered accountant. If such people here, the first person here, the Prema J Kumar, if I take an example of her, she is lacking in a economical support. Correct. Infrastructure she won't be having. If she can do it out, why we can't? We to at least get that infrastructure. We got at least that infrastructure. The Rajni Gopal, the God had not given eyes, but she had not given an excuse. She is still able to do. Why we can't? Correct. So this is all about the CA career. So I do welcome if there are some questions from you people. No questions. I would highlight out the one of the why the CA course result are too late. That is my analysis from the past 10 years. I'd been qualified 10 years back. So in my 10 years, I did analyze why the CA course results are very less. So one of the reason people don't send their mind कि I want to clear the in first attempt. करेक्ट बिकॉज जब आप पढ़ने लगते हो तो सीनियर्स बोलते हैं अरे ये एक बार में नहीं होता है करेक्ट देन पीपल मेक अ माइंड सेट्स कि आई वोंट एबल टू क्लियर दैट इज अ वन ऑफ द थिंग सेकंड दिस कोर्स इज अ डिफरेंट फ्रॉम द अदर कोर्स इन द स्टडी एस्पेक्ट जैसे अगर आप इंजीनियरिंग में जाओ तो एग्जाम्स के एक महीने पहले पढ़ते हैं करेक्ट इवन इन अ मेडिकल मेडिसिन okay there was a question from the winner. Yeah, I will come to you. Just I will finish myself. So there is a people's attitude कि I won't want to clear in a first term. That do also matter very much. Uh, okay, the winner you are in a 12th standard. What you do study for your foundation? I would say it out. You do register for the course, then you will get the books. Correct. So you'll come with an idea. Yeah, you can online also you can check it out. Ki what is the exactly the syllabus. But 12th standard का syllabus and the foundation के syllabus में बहुत difference नहीं है. But what is the problem? I tell you, I am not from the 12th commerce, but I do know commerce student क्या करते हैं. In a partnership, there are four types: admission, retirement, death, and dissolution. Correct? So in a board exams, अगर admission आया तो admission का option में आता है retirement. करेक्ट तो व्हाट द पीपल डू पीपल गो विद द एडमिशन तो करते रिटायरमेंट नहीं करते क्योंकि वो तो ऑप्शन में आने वाला है they do know the paper patterns board paper pattern and they don't do correct so that is very dangerous in a CA exam CA में ऐसा ये नहीं आएगा ऐसा नहीं कह सकते करेक्ट कुछ भी आ सकता है you will have to study from the start to end we cannot keep anything under the option so your question what do I should study for the foundation you need not to study anything else than the module of the institute and 12th स्टैंडर्ड का जो आपका बेस है 12th के जो भी अकाउंट्स इकोनॉमिक्स जो आप वहां पे पढ़ रहे हो वो अच्छे से पढ़ो आपका अकाउंट्स का बेस रट्टा मत करो कि ये डेबिट में ही जाता है ये इधर ही पोस्ट होता है वो उधर ही पोस्ट होता है इट शुड नॉट बी दैट काइंड you should be conceptually very clear then no need to study anything additionally than the modules of the institute yeah there is a syllabus for the foundation yeah syllabus आपको मतलब there are four papers I told you that in detailing of the syllabus you will have to go and check it out the site website पे जाके देखो BOS बोल के site है वहां पे आपको exact syllabus पता चलेगा but आई वुड से ऑलमोस्ट 80% आपका 12th के सिलेबस के जैसे ही होता है करेक्ट कुछ और नहीं होता है सिर्फ 12th में आप क्या करते हो आधी चीजें ऑप्शन में छोड़ देते हो करेक्ट रट्टा मारते हो वहां पे वो नहीं चलता है वहां पे आपका कंसेप्चुअल क्लैरिटी होना चाहिए और ऑप्शन में आप कुछ नहीं छोड़ सकते हो So your question was very valid. The syllabus for the foundation is just like a 12th, and you can check it out in detail of that into the on the website. But it's just like a 12th का ही 80% रिपीटेशन है, उसी का थोड़ा एक लेवल हायर है. वही अगर आपका बेसिक कंसेप्ट 12th का क्लियर हो जाता है तो आपको फाउंडेशन डिफिकल्ट नहीं जाएगा. हैव यू सेटिस्फाइड विथ माय आंसर, विनय? The one of the very famous chartered accountant of Pune, that is a Jhawar, sorry, Jhawar nahi, Jhavre sir. Have you do know about the Jhavre sir? Jhavre sir always tell it out. When I was at my inter level, that time he used to teach it out. Right now he don't teach it out. He's very senior chartered accountant. He always says out, if you skipped out a one of the single chapter in a book, then he will say that कि institute have a full right to ask a 100 mark paper on that chapter, and जिस दिन आप एग्जाम हॉल में चढ़ रहे हो उसी दिन आप सोच लो कि आपका अटेम्प्ट गया, क्योंकि आपने एक चैप्टर ऑप्शन में रखा है और इंस्टीट्यूट उसी के ऊपर 100 मार्क का पेपर पूछ सकती है. ओके, सो डू नॉट स्किप एनीथिंग कि ये नहीं करना, ये डिफिकल्ट है, ये करना है, ये आता नहीं है, वो आता है, ऐसा नहीं चलता. दैट ट्रेंड एनालिसिस कैन नॉट वर्क इन अ सीए. हैव टू गो विद द 100% syllabus. Then only you can be a at a 100% guarantee of getting clear. नहीं तो फिर that would be risky affair. Anyone other than the winner have any doubt? Aditya? Then should I conclude? Preeti ma'am, should I conclude then? So I do all the best for the all of you to join in a great career. It's a right time to join a career because it is an epidemic situation. Correct? In this epidemic, you do not know whether you will get a job in the future or not because the economy is collapsing very badly. So it's always better if you do choose out a career which is actually the job creator. So thank you. I'm concluding my session. Thank you.